What's going on, everyone? Talon here with Talon Collects Figures, and today we're going to be looking at this Wasp figure from Kotobukiya. This is Marvel's Wasp. As you can probably see right off the bat here, this box looks like it's been through the war. So I picked her up actually from Amazon. It was a warehouse damaged listing. It's still sold directly from Amazon as just warehouse damage, and it's just said box or cosmetic damage on the box here, but still was factory sealed and never opened, so it never had a previous owner or anything like that. It was still factory sealed, just all this damage happened in the storage or in the warehouse, I mean. But it looks like whoever's in the warehouse tried to tape up the box, or I have no idea, because this box looks pretty horrible. But as long as the figure is okay, I'll be happy with that, because I'm not necessarily a box collector. I like to have the boxes, but I don't necessarily care too much about the condition of the boxes. I know some people do, but I'm not one of those people. I just want the figure to be in new or like new condition. So yeah, as you can see, this box has definitely seen better days here. And I've been wanting to get this Wasp figure, but I was just kind of waiting for a good price, because it wasn't really one of the figures on the top of my list. So it's just one that if I happened to see for a price that was a good deal, I was going to pick up. And since she was the box was damaged like this, they sold her for $40, so I decided to pick her up. That was $40 including tax and shipping, so it was $40 outright. So I figured that was a good enough deal to pick her up, because the retail price I believe was $70 for her. But most places are selling her for $60, if I remember right. So I basically got her $20 off because of the box looking like this. But again, the key is going to be if the figure has survived in here, because it's a lot of dents right here that are kind of close to her wings. So when we get her out of here, we're going to see if there's any damage to the wings. So yeah, let's go through the process of cutting her out of all this tape that they put on here. Alright, so first impressions after getting her out of the box here. Looks like there's no damage to the figure. So here are her wings. She's looking really cool with a nice kind of rainbow sheen effect going on there when the light hits it. So that looks really nice. So yeah, I don't see any cracks or... Yeah, I don't see any cracks or anything on that wing. And now if we take a look at this one here... Yeah, this one appears to be fine as well. And then if we take a look at the figure herself, we can focus. There we go. So there's her face. Looks fine. Just a little chip up there maybe. So a little bit something up there. What is that? Is that just the camera showing something? I think that was just the... I don't know, there is something up there, a little seam or some kind of paint line, but it doesn't look very noticeable outside of the camera. The camera's just really able to show off some of the scratches or dust or something on the figure. But yeah, the figure itself looks good. That cute little splash right there. Just realizing now that her black suit doesn't show up very good on the camera. Looks kind of dark because of that. But yeah, the figure looks fine. So let's go ahead and get the wings put on and see how she looks. Alright, there we go. So we got her wings all put in. One of them was a little snug, and then the other one was a little loose. So we have a little bit of symmetry, I guess, going on there, one of each. So this one right here was a little bit snug going in, and then this one was a little bit loose. But overall, they stay in just fine. Doesn't look like they're in danger of falling out or anything like that. So yeah, she's looking good now that she's fully assembled. She's got her wings. She's ready to fly around. And yeah, actually I'm pretty happy with how this figure looks. It's another one of those where you're just not sure based on like the pictures, because I've seen some pictures where I was like, oh, that figure looks really nice, and then I've seen other pictures where I was like, oh, maybe I don't like this figure as much as I initially thought. But now that I see it in person, I'm quite happy with it, actually. It is one of the kind of what's the word, kind of like the more hollow kind of feeling figures that they make. Sometimes they make those kind of figures that almost feel like they're hollow, but they're not. They're kind of like that porcelain type material or something like that that's just been painted over. I think they do that for their Art FX line, but she isn't an Art FX line. At least I don't think she was. What line was she? Yeah, she's just the Bishijo, or however you say that word. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Line that they have, which is like the beautified versions of different characters. But yeah, she looks really good, so I'm quite happy. I love the little pose in the animation here. She's just dipping that little foot in the water while she's flying through. It looks like she's going to just bounce off the water right there and continue on. So yeah, very playful looking pose there by Wasp. And she'll go good with some of my other Marvel figures that I have here. I have to figure out where I want to put her in with them. But yeah, I mean, really cool looking character. I like Wasp, so that's one of the reasons I decided to pick her up. I think she's a cool character from both movies and the comics. So glad to have her and to add her to my collection. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, I do collect a lot of Kotobukiya stuff, so that's also another reason why I picked her up, because I'm mainly just browsing a lot of Kotobukiya figures, and I'm just like, oh, which ones look cool? And those tend to be the ones that I like to get. And also, they have just really good price points for the figures, because a lot of the other companies that I look at, their figures are like minimum of $150, and they're usually more. They usually go to like $200, $250 for some of their figures, and they're like the same scale, because this is a 1/7 scale, I believe it is. It's either 1/7 or 1/8, but their 1/7 scale are just so expensive from other companies compared to Kotobukiya. I haven't bought any of those kind of expensive ones, so maybe their quality is that much better. I don't know. Maybe I should get one of those figures just to kind of test out or see if I like it, because there is one that I really want from what is the name of that anime? Oh, the Hinata-chan wants to play, or wants to hang out. Yes, so I want to get Hina. Is Hina right? What's her name? Or Hannah. Gosh, my memory here. I wanted to get a figure of her, and they had one of her that was like $145 or something like that. So I was kind of looking at that one. There's a few others that I'm looking at, so maybe I'll get one of those in the future here. But for now, I'm pretty happy with my collection of Kotobukiya figures. And there's still a few more that I want to pick up from them, and then maybe I'll branch out on some of the other companies and see how I like them. So anyway, that's going to be it for this review here. Again, hopefully you enjoyed and you liked seeing Little Miss Wasp here. And let me know in the comments below if you have her, or if you have a collection of Kotobukiya figures, if you've tried some of those other ones that I'm talking about. They're mainly like Alter, Aniplex, a few others like that. Was it Works or something like that? What's the name of some of the other ones? But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.